guys, you've joined us live on Moneycontrol. A very happy new year to you, and we hope that 2024 actually plays out the way you want it, especially when it comes to various asset classes and the economy. I'm talking about commodities right now, and 2023 was a very volatile year, whether it was about the war, the weather, or the way the markets were moving in various asset classes. But what's in store for 2024 in sense of commodity derivatives, rules and regulations? For all of those questions and projections, let's go across to Mr. Narinder Wadhwa, who is president at CPAI. Mr. Wadhwa, hi, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you a very happy new year. Look back at 2023, and we've seen a couple of things that the markets don't like, and one clearly is that blanket ban on those 7 agri-commodities, which has gone on now for December 2024. First of all, what's your sense on that one?
Thank you, Manisha ji, for having me. First of all, Happy New Year to you, CNBC team, and your audience, basically. And we have seen 2023, all asset classes, reaching their lifetime highs, lifetime peaks. As you have mentioned, we are in the 20th year of organized commodities market, and there are many achievements and few misses also. One of the misses that a few of the commodities which were banned earlier, and we were hoping that they will be introduced in 2023. We had the extension of those ban, and we are hopeful that in coming year after the elections, we'll have those commodities back in our platforms.
The other positive clearly has been the kind of volumes that we've seen in futures and options. I mean, we've seen bullion do well, we've seen energy do quite well. Options is something that the market started to trade quite strongly in. Would you say that we're coming of age or maturity when it comes to this market?
See, with the introduction of options, we have seen that in equity market, all our participants in the market, they are familiar with the options trade. So there is an extension in the commodities market also. The volumes what we have seen in the option market in commodities are, extraordinary. And, we hope that with the more awareness coming in and more programs being, taken up by you, exchanges, by associations like CPAI, there will be more awareness and there will be much more volumes in coming days and 2024. And as we have seen smaller contracts also recently. SEBI, our regulator, is they want these markets to grow and reach to a level which is expected at this level of the economy. And they are allowing all kind of contracts which can extend our markets.
Absolutely. Was my next question, by the way. So as you said, the smaller contracts and shorter duration contracts really seems to be the conversation right now. And as you said, SEBI seems to be encouraging that. Is there a timeline before while the time we see this?
So there are pre-approved contracts also where SEBI is allowing MCX, the main exchange for base metal, as well as the gold and silvers. I am hopeful that it will come very soon. Before this, within this financial year only, we can see the shorter duration contracts. And moreover, there are few contracts which were discussed earlier in CDAC committees and various forums. I hope that those contracts will also be introduced in our markets.
There is a lot of conversation that we could be looking at carbon credits. I mean, we've been discussing it all of this year on how we could be looking at electricity futures coming in. Steel rebar is being introduced all over again. What are other things or other, indigenous contracts that India is looking at?
See, weather contracts, we have discussed it earlier also in the CDAC also. And what we have seen the last year also, the weather pattern is changing, and the very purpose of these exchanges is risk management also, other than the price discovery. So if we have weather contract, which we have been propagating all along, that we need the weather contracts at this moment. And I am hopeful. Earlier, most of the ecosystem participants who are participating in the CDAC committee were shying away or were saying apprehensive about the readiness of these contracts for our market. But I think time has come. We should introduce weather contracts. And other than that, carbon credit, plastic credit, these are the contracts which we should bring in on our commodities exchanges.
It's not just M6 and NCDX. We've also seen BSE, NSE come out with more commodity contracts. How would you look at this more competition coming in, bigger exchanges walking into the space?
The commodities market world over are 10 times or 15 times of equity markets. And as we are marching towards 5 trillion economy and 7 trillion economy, as one of the studies says, 40% will come from the commodities market. So cake is too big. I don't think that other exchanges coming in this sphere will expand our markets, which is a need of our. So I welcome all exchanges to participate in commodities market, especially so the NSE, because there is a efficiency of using the capital which is deployed by the members as well as participant in the NSE, and they are the number one derivative exchange. So I am hopeful that if exchange comes out with the innovative contracts and relevant contracts, there is a huge scope for commodities market to grow, and all exchanges will have their share in this market.
Mr. Wadhwa, we have a budget in a month, but of course it's an election year, so you don't know how much to expect from that. But what is your sense on what is there to look forward to when it comes to commodity derivatives from 2024?
2024 being in the initial February budget, it is a vote of account only. So, but later on in July, we will have a full budget, and our wish list is as long as, in the earlier year also. So we want, say, although it is not part of the budget, but we want resumptions of bank contracts which were there earlier, and introduction of new contracts as we have just mentioned. Reduction of cost, we have been propagating and advocating all along. Commodities being elastic, there is elasticity because of the cost of transaction, and we don't want our trades to go to the overseas market or other jurisdiction. So cost of transaction is one part which we have been chasing all along in the last 4 or 5 years. So again, we'll have that submission to the ministry and the government to look at the cost of transaction.
A final question, Mr. Wadhwa, and this is on the participation itself. And while we have seen that grow, but most of that still comes in from retail. Even as some parts of organized financial trade has been allowed, do you think there's a push still required there?
Yeah, see, we have seen mutual funds, AIFs, FPIs, which are in this market, but there are certain issues for their participation. Like GST is one major issue, which we will be going to the finance ministry. We want all deliveries, because, if these players, mutual funds, AIFs, FPI participate, they will have a delivery on the exchanges. And we have to fix GST issue, and we want IGST to be taken as a delivery contract. I mean, IGST should be applicable for all delivery contracts on the exchange platform. This is our ask to the government. And going forward, these people will diversify. The investor have seen the equity market, robust equity market. They want to diversify their funds also. So huge scope for commodities market in the year 2024.
We look forward to that, and we'll of course keep connecting to you, Mr. Wadhwa. Thank you so much for joining us today at Moneycontrol. We appreciate your time, and a very happy new year to you yet again.